You are welcomed in your biology class, and chapter is molecular basis of inheritance. Today we will be studying about genetic code. For understanding the genetic code, let us recapitulate our previous class. In that we have talked about the transcription, and before that we studied about the DNA replication, and we studied that DNA replication is semi-conservative in nature. It means the DNA has two strands, and when a cell is going to divide, the two strands get separated. In the two strands which have got separated, now they will make their second strand. So here the DNA will be formed. These are the two strands. Now during cell division they will get separated. Now this DNA strand, it will be used as template, and the other strand of the DNA is formed, which is known as DNA replication, means formation of the copy of DNA. Then we talked about this next topic, that is transcription. So what is transcription? As DNA, it is a double helical structure, and when these strands they get separated during transcription, now one of the strand, it will act as a template, and the other, now it will code for the formation of RNA strand, and that is called as transcription. Means by using the information of DNA, it is transferred to the RNA, or we can say that by using one of the template of DNA. These are the two strands, one template, or the one strand will be used as template, and then RNA strand will be synthesized on the template of DNA. So the synthesis of RNA strand, it is known as transcription. Now, from these two topics, we can say that there is a relation between replication and transcription, because what is happening in both the cases, the nucleic acid is copied to form the another nucleic acid. For example, this is the DNA strand, and we have talked that there are two types of nucleic acids, that is DNA and RNA. And if we talk about the DNA, it is the polymer of nucleotides, and a nucleotide has four nitrogenous bases, that is A, T, C and G. Now if a strand has particular nitrogenous bases, then the other strand can be easily analyzed. How? Because A, it will combine with and it will form T, T will form A, C with G and G with C, and in this way the other strand will be formed. So we can say that during replication and transcription, a nucleic acid was copied to form the another nucleic acid, and hence we can say that this process is easy, because how it is depending, it is depending on the basis of complementarity, because we have studied that A and T, they are the complementary base pairs, G and C, they are the complementary base pairs. So we have the information of the nitrogenous base of one strand, then we can easily write down the nitrogenous base of the other strand, as we have done here, that we were having the information about this nitrogenous base of one strand, then on another strand we wrote it as T, because there is a relation of complementarity between two. Now for the process of translation, we can say कि जहाँ पर ट्रांसलेशन हो रही है, what is required? It requires the transformation of or transfer of genetic information from a polymer of nucleotide to a polymer of amino acids. Now see, we know that we have talked about the central dogma. What is central dogma? That is synthesis of first DNA. It will transfer its information to RNA, and this process is called as transcription. Now what will happen? This RNA, it will transfer its information to form the amino acids, and these amino acids, they are responsible for the formation of proteins. So this is known as translation. Now it is clear that during transcription, what is happening? By using one of the strand of DNA, RNA is synthesized. सो एंड हाउ आरएनए स्ट्रैंड इज सिंथेसाइज्ड कि मोर एंड मोर जो नाइट्रोजिनस बेसिस हैं वो ऐड होते जाएंगे। लेकिन अगर हम बात करें आरएनए और उसके बाद प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस की, सो आरएनए इट हैज़ न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स. Which type of nucleotides or nitrogenous bases RNA has? If we talk about the nucleic acids have a pentose sugar, then a phosphate group, and one more thing that is present, that is the nitrogenous bases, and those nitrogenous bases may be A, T, C or G. Means there are four types of nitrogenous bases present in the DNA, that is A, T, C and G. And if we talk about the RNA, then the nitrogenous bases are then A, U, C, G. So what is happening? This thymine is replaced by uracil in RNA strand. लेकिन RNA strand बन कैसे रहा है? ये नाइट्रोजिनस बेसिस ऐड होते जा रहे हैं और RNA स्ट्रैंड फॉर्म होता जा रहा है. यानी चाहे DNA की रेप्लिकेशन हुई तो भी नाइट्रोजिनस बेसिस ऐड हुए, जब ट्रांसक्रिप्शन हुई देन ऑल्सो द नाइट्रोजिनस बेसिस got added and the strand was formed. But when we talk about the synthesis of proteins involves amino acids. So we can say that amino acids, here we are in the need of amino acids, and as we know that there is no complementarity between the nucleotides and amino acids. जो 4 types of nucleotides हैं A, T, C और G, इनका अमीनो एसिड्स के साथ कोई कॉम्प्लीमेंटेरिटी नहीं है और ना ही कोई थेरेटिकल रिलेशन है. सो बट देर आर मेनी ऑफ द एविडेंसेस वी हैव दैट इफ देर इज एनी चेंज इन द न्यूक्लिक एसिड देन व्हाट विल हैपन, देयर विल बी चेंज इन द सिंथेसिस ऑफ अमीनो एसिड. डायरेक्टली कोई रिलेशन नहीं है न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स में और अमीनो एसिड्स में, लेकिन हम क्या देखते हैं कि अगर न्यूक्लियोटाइड में कोई चेंजेस आ जाते हैं तो अमीनो एसिड जो सिंथेसाइज हो रहे हैं वो भी क्या हो जाते हैं, चेंज हो जाते हैं. सो व्हाट इट इज़ प्रूविंग दैट देयर इज और देयर मे बी सम रीजन्स दैट द सीक्वेंस ऑफ अमीनो एसिड is responsible for the sequence that the synthesis of proteins. We know this thing क्योंकि जो अमीनो एसिड्स हैं वो अरेंज होंगे and they will form the proteins. Now if we talk about the genetic nature of the or this genetic material that is DNA और structure of DNA की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो structure of DNA जो है it was very exciting because all the scientists of that time were very exciting about knowing the structure of DNA. But later on, how this DNA is transferring its information to RNA, it was proved. But how this RNA, it is coding for the synthesis of amino acid, that was the most challenging question. And for that, what was developed? Genetic code were developed. And for this development of the genetic code, different streams के जो scientists थे they came together, चाहे वो physicist थे और they were organic chemist और they were biochemist और they were geneticists, and they prepared a genetic code. Now George Gamow, he was a physicist and he said that because as we know that our body is in the need of 20 amino acids, हमारी body को जो है क्या चाहिए, 20 अमीनो एसिड्स चाहिए जो क्या बनाते हैं, प्रोटीन बनाते हैं. अब जॉर्ज गैमो कहता है कि अगर हमारी बॉडी जो है उसको 20 अमीनो एसिड्स चाहिए तो क्या होगा, और जो नाइट्रोजिनस बेसिस हैं दे आर 4 इन नंबर एंड दीज क्योंकि अमीनो एसिड्स जो हैं दे आर सिंथेसाइज्ड बाय आरएनए. अब आरएनए के पास जो नाइट्रोजिनस बेसिस हैं वो हैं 4, A, U, C एंड G. नाउ अगर हम इन 4 को स्क्वायर के फॉर्म में लिखते हैं 4 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 4 जेनेटिक कोड के लिए, देन द नंबर ऑफ अमीनो एसिड्स विल बी 16. बट आर बॉडी इज़ इन द नीड ऑफ 20 अमीनो एसिड्स. तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं कि हम इन जो नाइट्रोजिनस बेसिस हैं इन्हें हम स्क्वायर के फॉर्म में तो नहीं ले सकते. देन व्हाट वाज बीइंग डन, that he thought that it can be written in the form of triplet. Triplet means 4 multiply by 4 multiply by 4. So it is 64. It means that these 64 codons दे आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर जनरेटिंग 20 अमीनो एसिड्स। यानी 16 अगर हम लेते तो अमीनो एसिड्स लेस हो रहे थे और बॉडी में तो 20 प्रेजेंट है। देन जॉर्ज गेमो सेड कि हो सकता है कि जो डिफरेंट जो हमारे पास बेसिस हैं वो क्या करेंगे, दे विल अरेंज देमसेल्व्स इन ट्रिपलेट फॉर्म एंड 64 codons will be formed, and these 64 codons now they will be responsible for producing 20 amino acids. Now for understanding or making it clear or for providing proof that the codon was a triplet, अब codon सबको clear होना चाहिए कि जो अमीनो एसिड्स हैं वो अपने आप को अरेंज करते हैं एक पर्टिकुलर, अमीनो एसिड्स मीन्स नाइट्रोजिनस बेसिस, नाइट्रोजिनस बेसिस अपने आप को अरेंज करते हैं अमीनो एसिड्स बनाने के लिए, और वो किस फॉर्म में अरेंज करेंगे, ट्रिपलेट के फॉर्म में अरेंज करेंगे। अब इस प्रूफ को प्रोवाइड करने के लिए वेरियस केमिकल मैथड्स वर गिवन एंड अ केमिकल मैथड वाज डेवलप्ड बाय हरगोविंद खुराना। देन लेटर ऑन देन मार्शल he also developed the protein synthesis finally helped the code to be deciphered। उन्होंने बताया कि किस तरह से जो कोड हैं वो प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस कर रहे हैं। देन लेटर ऑन सोवेरो सेड व्हाट ही सेड, ही गेव द इंफॉर्मेशन जो कि हमें किसके बारे में बता रही थी कि किस तरह से आरएनए जो है वो पॉलीमराइजेशन हो रहा है। एंड फॉर दैट अ चेकर बोर्ड वाज डेवलप्ड एज वी आर एबल टू सी हेयर। यहाँ हम क्या देख पा रहे हैं, UUC, all these are the nitrogenous bases and these are the nitrogenous bases of RNA. What are the nitrogenous bases? A, U, C and G. So these are the, here we are able to see that these are the nitrogenous bases and they have been arranged in the form of triplets. Now these triplets, these nitrogenous bases, they are arranged in the form of triplets and they are responsible for the production of a particular amino acids. So these are the features. If we talk about the salient features of, here you can see that 1 2 3 4 and these are arranged in the form of triplet. So 4 4 4 4 4 8 then 12 and 16 fours are 64. So 64 codons are there which are responsible or which are coding for the 20 amino acids. Now the salient features of genetic code are that the codon is triplet, जैसा कि अभी हमने पढ़ा, that these codons they have arranged themselves in the three pairs, three forms, that their number is 3. Now the codon is triplet and total codons are 64 and out of these 64 codons 61 codons code for particular amino acids, but जो 3 codons रह गए हैं they do not code for any of the amino acids. Now then second is one codon code for one amino acid. So means what we can say कि जो एक codon है वो एक amino acid के लिए, देखो as just we have talked that there are 64 codons and out of these 64 codons 61 codons are coding for the amino acids. लेकिन हम यहाँ क्या देख पा रहे हैं, 1 2 and 3, these 3 codons they are not coding for any of the amino acids, so they are called, they function as stop codons. Then the second point is that one codon code for only one amino acid. For example GUU, it is forming valine. Then लेकिन उसके जस्ट नीचे अगर हम देखते हैं this GUU, it is coding for valine, but the next point is that the some amino acids are coded by more than one codon. This valine it is coded by GUU also and this valine it is coded by GUC also. Means एक amino acid जो है that can be coded by more than one codons. Then the fourth point is that the codon is read in mRNA in a contagious fashion, means there will be no punctuations, no full stops, nothing. Directly we will read GCU, GCC. then codon is nearly universal. For example, if we talk or if we take the example of bacteria or other microorganisms or even human beings, what we will see that this UUU codon, it is responsible for the amino acid phenylalanine, यानी कि हर एक माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म से लेकर के कॉम्प्लेक्स ऑर्गेनिज्म तक जो कोडोन्स हैं उन्होंने अपने आप को ट्रिपलेट में अरेंज कर रखा है और वो पर्टिकुलर अमीनो एसिड्स के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. Now AUG, it acts as an initiator codon also, and it codes for the methionine amino acid. यानी यहाँ AUG है वो डबल फंक्शन कर रहा है. सो इट इज़ कॉल्ड एज दैट इट इज़ फंक्शनिंग और इट हैज़ ड्यूअल फंक्शंस. One, it is acting as an initiator codon, and second, it codes for amino acid methionine. Now here see, these are the sequences of nucleotides AUG, UUU, UUC, UUC, UUU, UUU and UUC. Now by reading this codon, we can easily deposit that which type of amino acid will be produced, क्योंकि हम जेनेटिक कोड की इस चेकर बॉक्स से देख सकते हैं कि जो AUG है it is responsible for amity methionine, then UU phenylalanine. Then in this way हम क्या कर सकते हैं, what we can write, we can predict the nucleotide sequence in the RNA. हमारे पास अगर ये जेनेटिक कोड्स अवेलेबल हैं then we can easily understand or we can easily analyze that which amino acid will be produced by these genetic code pairs. Now in the same way, if we have these amino acids, then we can write their genetic code, because we know that this MET, it is produced by AUG. तो यानी अगर हमें क्या पता है, अगर हमें अमीनो एसिड्स पता है, then we can write the codes or codons, and if we have codons then we can write the amino acids. Next is mutations and genetic code. Mutations, what are mutations? Any sudden change in the genetic composition of the organism, and that sudden change is because of the change in the DNA, and about it we have studied in our previous chapters, chapter number 5 also, that sometimes there is deletion or rearrangement of segment of DNA, and that deletion or rearrangement of segment of DNA, then what will happen, there will be a loss or gain of a gene. अगर DNA की कोई भी सेगमेंट जो है उसको वहाँ से रिमूव कर दिया जाता है तो वो पर्टिकुलर जो जीन है that will not be there, and because of that there will be change in the character, and this type of change it is called as mutation. Now mutation में जो है there are different types of mutation, frame shift mutation, point mutation. So first we take the example of point mutation, and we have talked about this example in the last previous chapter also, and the example is of point mutation is sickle cell anemia. So what happens in sickle cell anemia कि एक ही चेंज होता है, एक सिंगल बेस पेयर में चेंज होता है, एंड व्हाट हैपन्स, and that there is a chain of beta globin, and what happens that their glutamate is there, and that glutamate it is replaced by valine. So क्या हो रहा है, सिंगल बेस पेयर में चेंज हो रहा है, ग्लूटामेट की जगह पर क्या आ जाता है, वेलाइन आ जाता है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस चेंज व्हाट हैपन्स, कैरेक्टर इज चेंज्ड. And what character? This glutamate it is responsible for giving shape to the RBC. लेकिन जैसे ही ग्लूटामेट रिप्लेस हुआ वेलाइन से तो क्या होगा, जो शेप है RBC का वो क्या हो जाता है, सिकल शेप. मीन्स दिस इज़ द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ पॉइंट म्यूटेशन. एक सिंगल बेस पेयर में चेंज हुआ, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ द चेंज इन सिंगल बेस पेयर द कैरेक्टर इज चेंज्ड, एंड this type of mutation it is called as point mutation. This point mutation that is it may occur because of the insertion also, or it may occur because of the deletion also. In sickle cell anemia this is the example of point mutation. और कई बार क्या होता है, कोई चीज़ें या तो ऐड हो जाएंगी या फिर डिलीट हो जाएंगी. सो सपोज we are taking, or we will understand this by considering this example. Ram has red cap. These are the words which are written in the genetic code form, in the triplet form. Now suppose we insert a letter B. This is the letter B, and we insert this letter between has and red. So, and again, because the genetic code they occur in the triplet form, so there will be change. Ram has, because we have inserted B, so there will be pairing of B R E, then D C A, and P will remain alone. Now again, suppose we insert two letters and we have inserted B and I. So again there will be change. Ram has BIR EDC AP. Now if we insert the third letter also with it, then what will happen? The frame, the change, there will be change in the frame, that is Ram has big RED CAP. Now what we have seen, that this we have introduced three letters or three alphabets, and in the same way we can remove the three alphabets one by one. So for example, in the first we have removed Ram has EDC cap, R has been removed. Then in the second, E has been removed, and in the third, D has been removed, and so there is change in the sentence, that is Ram has cap. So by doing this exercise, what we have understood कि चाहे हमने इंसर्शन किया बेस पेयर्स का या फिर हमने डिलीशन किया, दोनों ही केसेस में जो फ्रेम है वो क्या हो गया है, चेंज हो गया है. एंड सच म्यूटेशंस जिनमें क्या हो जाता है, बिकॉज ऑफ द डिलीशन और एडिशन, change in the basic structure is there, then this is called as frame shift mutation. And if it is if something is being added, then it will be called as frame shift insertion, and if something is being deleted, it is called as frame shift deletion. So insertion and deletion, they can change the framework also, and if the framework is changed, then the codons and the reading of the frame is also altered.